quality control on it. There's 5 different calibrators that are used. They have different concentrations. Not that this means anything to you, but our laboratory is ISO 17025 certified, which means we go through an inspection process, which also means that anything we use to calibrate has to be traceable to the National Institute of Standards and Technologies. So we're very confident of our quantitative results. In order to test the accuracy of the instrument, every batch of samples that it's run is going to have controls. Controls are samples of a known concentration. We have 3 different levels of controls. We know what the concentration is supposed to be, and those control values have to fall within very narrow limits, or the whole thing is discarded and we start over. It means there's a problem. We have a coefficient of variation. It's actually closer to 1%. What does that mean? That means, it's kind of an engineering term, that means if we were to analyze the same sample 1,000 times, 999 times out of 1,000, the results would be within 1.5% of each other. So it's extremely tight. It's a very precise analysis. It gives you very nearly the same result every time, if not the exact same result every time, which is good. In an extreme situation, our duplicate analysis, in other words, rerunning the same sample, has to agree within 0.008. We're audited every 2 years by the Internal Organization of Standards, which becomes ISO because it's French and they mess it up, I think. This is a calibration curve, and I'm not trying to bore you, but these are you have the ratio of peak heights over here against the amount that's in the sample. The only thing that's important to know, in statistics, there's a concept called correlation coefficient, and that is, the correlation coefficient is how well can you predict one thing from the other. How well do these 2 things correlate? A 1-to-1 correlation is perfect. A 0.5 correlation means there's not related in any way, practically. We have correlation coefficient of 0.9999, and we internally have contests to see how many 9s we can put here. But I'm just trying to show you that it's extremely tight calibration. Before we move on to drugs, any alcohol-related questions regarding the testimony, how we test, anything like that?